Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Nina.
I'm Jessie.
And today we're going to be reacting to Can Men Menstruate? How about this? People who identify as men can menstruate, but men can't menstruate.
Well, that's just true. That's the most factual statement ever. Because you can identify as whatever you want. I could identify as an Apache helicopter fly.
Yeah, men don't identify as men, they just are.
Can men menstruate?
I mean, I don't know. It's a scary question.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I would say yes. No.
No. What do you think?
No.
Yeah.
You could see that was definitely a Christian
That was a
couple.
Christian couple,
Without a doubt.
1,000%. He didn't ask, and why do you believe that? Or, and why do you think that's true? So they're just, no. Next.
What kind of men are going to be like, oh, and look around?
The kind
Sir.
of guy who only acts like a man when he's drunk.
Yes.
Why is that?
I feel like you're prying for us to say something controversial, but we're not gonna get involved.
Is it okay? So it's a controversial question.
I don't know.
Can
These are people who are scared of losing their friends. So you said that you were surprised by the number of comments that said brave on things that we were saying. But unfortunately, that's how it's looked at. You have to be brave to say the truth. They fear negative consequences for their actions, which shouldn't bear negative consequences.
men menstruate?
Can men what?
No. No.
Get the period?
We don't think like that. And it's only two genders.
I don't think so, no.
Not that we're aware of.
No, not that I'm aware of it, correct. I don't think it's possible. No, not that I know of.
No.
Yes. No.
Anyone have an answer? I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I'm not.
No.
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 What do you guys say? You guys are struggling with this one?
They're worried about the really raging neo-feminist saying, I saw you in one YouTube video and you said men can't menstruate. What do you think about that now? You can see in their faces, they know the answer. But they're not going to say it because they want some punani in the future. This is how they got everyone to submit. They got women to agree that men can menstruate. And that controls whether or not these men get.
I would. Yeah. What do you think? I think they can. I think men can menstruate. Yeah.
And why is that?
Because I think that some people that have uteruses can identify as men and identify with the gender identity of male.
And why do you say yes?
Because I do,
You do.
and I'm a man. So,
I didn't see that one coming. Dude.
No, that's the thing is they're not taking testosterone because you heard their voice.
Dude, you do not look like a dude. You're not even trying
You're not
to
taking-
pass, man.
You're not taking testosterone because you heard the
Whoa.
voice.
I can't believe how crazy people are nowadays.
Secondly,
it's insane.
she probably is non-binary. He, they, them, that person's probably non-binary.
She's in a deep state of psychosis.
Oh, you mean biologically?
Yes.
Well, no. Biologically, no.
We don't mean physically. You mean like?
Yeah. No. More like just like the symptoms.
Have you ever?
They're talking about an emotional period. Is that what I'm hearing? They're talking about mood swings? They're talking about mood swings? You don't know what it feels like to have your entire insides twisting inside out because you didn't get pregnant that month. Oh, God.
I think that men have periods of times that they get in their moods and it's like, oh, okay.
I talked to her about this. I feel like we do in a way because we have parts of the month where we get very emotional. You know, like we feel like it's our time. Like we should be loved. We should be held. You know, we want to be the one that backs up in the bed. You know, and get held. You know, we don't want to always be the one that has to lay on the back. You know, and stuff like that. So I honestly do feel like men can.
Okay.
I just feel like it's not a blow up thing how girls have it. I just feel like it's like a.
It reminds me of that, It reminds me of that guy who wanted the love surge from his girlfriend.
Having emotions is not a period. Just because you have emotions or have an emotional moment does not mean you're having a period. It means you're a human being with emotions and you probably haven't gone to therapy, so you don't know how to regulate those emotions. I don't understand what you think a period really boils down to, but it has to do with a uterus shedding its lining. Just because you want to get cuddled up, it doesn't mean that you have a period. It's not the same. I'm not on my period and I want to get held. Does that mean I'm always on my period?
You also get those weird in between your butthole and vagina sharp pains that bring you to your knees.
Personally, I have not experienced
You've
that.
never experienced that? where you're just like you can feel where it's like it starts coming on, and then it's just like and then you can't move. You have to wait till it passes because it's so painful. That never happened to you?
I'm really concerned about your taint right now, but yeah. No, it's never happened to me.
Well,
I get a lot
the
of
ladies know what I'm talking about.
what am I supposed to be?
I'm not the only woman who's gone through
No,
this.
I'm saying everyone goes through different shit.
Internal thing, like we get the same feelings that they get, but not the same reaction that they get.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's like men go through like this week or something, or like a whole month in the year. So I don't know what it is. I heard about it, where they have like them hormones that act in their body, and it make them a little hormonal. Like
This is what happens with the game of telephone. You go from, do men get their periods? And then you get the discussions where people are talking about, yeah, men must like get their periods because they get like really emotional. And it starts off as a joke, and then people start hearing it from other people, and they think it's actually factual. And they're like, yeah, I've heard of that before. Yeah, my friend's sister's cousin's boyfriend's mom was talking about that. And I also heard like a couple at the bar that I was at last weekend, they were talking about that shit too. So, I mean, it must be true.
This is the problem with having a society where you are open to interpretation. However, just because you can recognize that men also enjoy being loved doesn't mean that they have a period.
Yeah.
Genetics. It's science, bro. Men can't menstruate.
Period how? How do men get their period?
They can't.
Exactly.
Like we can get our menstruals, like actually bleed.
Yeah.
I don't think y'all can.
Where do we bleed from?
Like, that's what I want to know. Like, where?
I don't know where they would get yes from. I just don't see it happening.
It just doesn't seem biologically possible.
No, it's more of a woman thing.
Where is our exit? We only have one.
Go.
Sir, you got two. You got two exits. You got your beehole and your boho. You got two.
I don't even care what he said because I'm so aghast by the fact that people want to compare lack of emotional regulation to a period. You've been around me on my period.
Yeah.
Do I lack emotional regulation?
No, you're pretty good with it.
Do I seem like I'm emotionally drained like they were talking about?
No.
Do I seem like my panties are in a twist?
No.
No, but I'm in pain and I'm fine.
She's spicy.
Just because my butthole to my vagina doesn't hurt doesn't mean all the other shit doesn't hurt, you know?
There's sharp pains.
Like,
but it also feels like it's in your belly button, too.
that. Feels
It feels like someone's shoving a needle up your vagina and hitting your belly button. It's horrible.
Actually, it feels like I'm a prop for a clown, and they're just pulling all these scarves out of my
Oh
fucking
my
belly
Lord.
button, and it's just I'm
Oh.
over engorged, and they're just like,
Oh my God.
and it hurts.
A clown car?
Yes.
We're running into people today that are saying absolutely not. Of
Yeah,
course
they're
they
probably
can't.
not queer, are they? They're probably not queer then.
I didn't ask them.
Yeah. I think that a lot of people have a lot of qualms with the idea of being transgender. They want to stick to a very conservative and traditional view of gender identity.
Because they don't consider trans men, or maybe it just hasn't crossed their mind, or I don't know. Maybe it's just ignorance or hate. I don't know which.
They're so ignorant to hearing what the other side's opinion is and why they think the way that they do. They automatically assume it's because they're conservative or religious.
Did you see that one chick who was like, they probably weren't queer, were they? And he's like, I didn't ask. And she was like, of course you didn't.
What a snot-nosed little brat.
It doesn't have anything to do with
So cocky.
sexuality. It was snarky, and
But
I'm
she doesn't
just
even know how to
saying.
write a check.
So queer men can menstruate.
Any men who have a uterus could menstruate.
A man has XY. Stuck my chromosomes. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit. Here she comes. Here she comes. A pitiful. A pitiful. Here she comes.
I apologize. But you're incorrect. Because we're talking about anatomy, biology. Like, if you were to have surgery, they need to know what sex you are. So women... That's why
Oh, see, This the thing about them is they're just giant vaginas as well. Is that if there's any sort of confrontation, they run away, or if they have their friends, they start to yell.
She didn't even try and have a conversation. She just left.
Yeah.
No, I said I was crossing after next life.
This is very serious what's going on in America. Because they are indoctrinating students. They're indoctrinating students to go against their parents. And this is Marxism. This is socialism. I'm very familiar with it. And I want everybody to educate themselves.
Like if you're
I've been saying this since this whole shit got crazy. But the only way we're going to be able to fight this, the trans and the gender thing, is if black women stand up. because they use black women as a crutch. And I've seen some black women come out and be like, no, honey, you are not a woman. And no one can really argue with them.
That's why they just walk away.
They get scared because they use them to hide, to shield themselves. If black women start speaking out, this shit would be done. It would be done.
And does that make you actually a man or no? What are your thoughts?
I don't believe that.
They believe that if a woman says she's a guy, now men can menstruate.
No, because you're still biologically a woman. People think of a lot of crazy stuff, and that's crazy to me.
Everybody going based off what they learned and what they know over time, the information they were fed. You feel me?
You can call it whatever you want to call it, but the person with the penis is still the person with the penis. Doesn't matter if you want a vagina.
They're telling them, don't believe your eyes, believe what we tell you. And they're like, okay.
No, because a man has different chromosomes, and you need to have ovaries to have a menstrual cycle. So if you don't have ovaries, fallopian tubes, vagina, you're not going to menstruate. Like animals, female animals, they have a menstrual cycle. Male animals do not. All you need to do is go on every university, private schools, and look at the curriculum that they're indoctrinating children with. They have taken positions in government. They have taken positions in schools to bring about their ideology, and it's very radical. It's extreme radicalism. I'll give you an example, because I'm black. One way they can spread this indoctrination is they'll say, well, that's anti-black, or you're being racist. But I know what Marxism is. I know what socialism is, and they will hide it under a guise. Well, we're going to teach first graders about sex, and we're going to do this because this is about equal rights. But it's not about equal rights. Socialist Marxism, they'll see it's right here on these universities, and they started in the private schools, and now they're going to the charter schools, and they're going to the public schools, and they're teaching, like in socialist countries, to be spies, so we spy on each other. Don't tell your parents. Trust the teachers. Don't trust your parents. Your parents have to take care of you. Your parents should be your support system.
She is spitting so many facts. It is ridiculous. My mind is being blown by the intelligence of this woman. Beautifully smart, articulate woman. Things I had just previously said. She's so right. You get them when they're young. You can get them. That's what they do in North Korea. They have people, and in Scientology too, and in these cults. So you have to spy on each other. They're trying to do the same thing here.
Yeah, because then you can know who's on your side and who's not. It's scary.
But nobody's on your side. That's the thing. They're all out for themselves.
Yeah.
What has happened to the morale of human beings in this world? It's disgusting.
Why they thought it was.
So what a lot of people think is it'll be along the lines of this. The first thing that pops up on Google, okay, and this is me searching it. This isn't just some like random fake thing on Facebook, okay? So this is me searching it. It says, can men menstruate? Google at the very top says, having a period is not a feminine thing. People of all genders menstruate, including non-binary people, agender people, and even plenty of men. Facts or nonsense?
Nonsense.
I want everybody to familiarize themselves with PSYOP, psychological operations. That's what it is. It's misinformation.
When you live in your own reality for, I guess, 2 years, and then you step outside of the box, you're still stuck in that reality, unfortunately. I mean, it's a good idea, but it's not when you're forcing that upon other people.
We're American. I'm going to say this right now. I don't care what political party you are. I'm not going to fight against you because we have a lot of enemies coming against Americans. Instead of being divided, we need to be united. We can think differently. We don't have to agree, but we got to stop fighting each other. Because now they're in America and they're trying to take us over.
It's true. And that's one thing that we keep saying is that you could disagree, but at least have the conversation. People aren't talking.
They're afraid.
Just keep
and
talking.
The ones that aren't afraid are so loud and interrupting that
they
you
scare
can't
other people.
talk.
they make other people afraid. Yeah.
And they're scary.
Mm-hmm.
They're not fun to be around, and they're definitely not fun to talk to. Anyway, what do you guys think? And what do you think of this video?
Can men menstruate?
Can they? Or is this just a psyop? Who knows? Like and subscribe.
Ring my bell.